When we think about leadership, our minds often jump to titles, to hierarchy, to being the boss. But what if the most powerful kind of leadership isn't about any of that at all? Today, we're going to dive into a style that doesn't just change bottom lines, it actually changes people for the better. So, I want you to ask yourself this. Think about your own day-to-day. Are you spending most of your time just checking boxes, hitting deadlines, and managing tasks? Or are you actually building a team? Are you creating an environment where people can step up and become leaders themselves? It's a huge distinction, and it's right at the heart of everything we're about to talk about. Because it turns out there is a leadership style that doesn't just manage, it transforms. It's been proven time and again to inspire people, to achieve incredible results, and maybe most importantly, to turn today's followers into tomorrow's leaders. And it's called transformational leadership. All right, so what is this thing really? To get it, we've got to look at what it means, where it came from, and what makes it tick. So let's start right there. Okay, so here's the textbook definition, and it's a good one. It's about inspiring people to achieve more than they ever thought possible. But here's the kicker. It's also about helping them build up their own leadership skills along the way. See, the goal isn't just to have followers. It's to create more leaders. And this isn't some new age management fad either. The whole idea started way back in the late 70s with James MacGregor Burns. He was the one who first contrasted it with transactional leadership. The classic, if you do this, you get that style. And that distinction is super important. Later, Bernard Bass built on that foundation, and then he and Bruce Avolio even created a tool to measure it, which is how we know so much about its impact today. So how does this actually look in the real world? Well, it boils down to 4 key things, often called the 4 I's. First up, idealized influence. This is all about being a role model. You walk the talk, you have high standards, and people follow you because they trust you. Next, inspirational motivation. This is about painting a vision for the future that's so compelling, so exciting, that everybody wants to be a part of it. Third, you've got intellectual stimulation. This means you're always challenging your team to think differently, to question old assumptions. And finally, and this one is huge, individualized consideration. This is where you're a coach, a mentor. You listen, and you care about each person as an individual. Now, to really see what makes this style such a game changer, it helps to see it right next to the other ways people lead. Wow, okay, this table just lays it all out, doesn't it? I mean, look at that top row, the core behavior. The transformational leader is developing people's strengths. The transactional one, they're keeping a running tab of mistakes. And the passive leader is just not making decisions. Or look at their focus. One is optimistic about the future, one is focused on rewards, and the other literally just waits around for things to break. The mindset here is just night and day. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but you might be thinking, does it actually work? Does it lead to better results? Well, let's look at the evidence. I mean, this quote from the research pretty much says it all. The data is overwhelming. This isn't just about making people feel good. It's directly linked to people going above and beyond, being more satisfied, and being more committed to their work. We're talking about real, tangible results. And check this out. This chart is from a huge meta-analysis. That's basically a study of studies where they crunched the numbers from dozens of different research projects. And the trend is crystal clear. Transformational leadership has a strong, positive link to being an effective leader. And that passive, hands-off style, it actually has a negative relationship. The data really couldn't be clearer. That same research also uncovered something pretty fascinating. When they analyzed the data from 45 different studies, they found that on average, female leaders tended to be more transformational than their male counterparts. And get this, the specific leadership qualities where women scored higher, like that individualized coaching, were all positively linked to effectiveness. It's a really interesting finding. So we've covered the what and the why. Now for the most important part. How do you actually start doing this? How can you become a more transformational leader? Well, the first thing to get is that this isn't like flipping a switch. You can't just take a weekend course and suddenly you're transformed. It's a commitment. It's a journey of constant learning and getting better, day by day. So where do you even begin? This 5-step path is your roadmap. Number 1, it all starts with self-awareness. You have to know yourself, your strengths, your values, before you can lead others. 2, focus on building real, genuine relationships built on trust. 3, you have to be a great communicator, and that's a two-way street. It's about sharing your vision, but it's also about truly listening. 4, inspire people. Lead with a passion that's so real, it's contagious. And number 5, and this is the big one, actively develop other people. be a mentor, create chances for them to shine. And that really brings us back to this core idea. This isn't a box you check or a finish line you cross. It's a mindset. It's a continuous journey of growth for both you and your team. All right, let's bring all this home. Let's wrap up with the single most important message and one final thought for you to take away. So, if you remember just one thing from all this, let it be this. Real leadership has nothing to do with your job title. It's all about your positive influence. It's about your genuine commitment to helping the people around you grow. That right there is the heart of transformation. So I'm going to leave you with this question to really think about. Take a look at your team. Are you just giving them work to do, or are you actively, intentionally creating opportunities for them to become the very best versions of themselves? The answer to that question? Well, that could be the first step on your own transformational journey.